Welcome back to Boost and Balance Podcast,
where beauty meets brains.
Today we are keeping it lighthearted. It's been a crazy couple of weeks, so we're going to embrace that. And today is called When Two Entrepreneurs Walk into a Med Spa.
The funny and hilarious things of owning a business and the lessons we've learned, which there are many, many, many lessons to be learned.
Yes, I can't even remember half of them, but we're going to just talk about it. So,
first off, just us owning the business. When we first opened, if you remember, we had a wooden area that your husband built. That was it. That was all we had.
Literally two entrepreneurs walked into a med spa.
That was it.
I had sheets of paper and I was like, I didn't even tell her really what was going on. I think I just invited you here.
Mm-hmm.
It was chaos. I just found out I was pregnant, all the things.
Yep.
And I was like, just come here. Let me explain this to you in person.
Yeah. And then we started working and I had an iPad that was put into some kind of keyboard thing that I could use as a laptop. And you had a 1974 Dell computer.
I would have kept forever and ever. One day I went on vacation. She literally switched all my stuff over to the new computer. It cannot function, and I still use it. So it has, it's my baby.
It has to be plugged in.
It has to be plugged in to use, but when I teach, I literally have it in the background with me, and people are probably like, that is the largest laptop I've ever seen.
Yeah. You're not sure if she wrote it here or if it does something else.
It's got a lot of stuff on it though that I'm not willing to lose. I know can be transferred over, but I'm just, I am who I am.
Oh, but the lessons we've learned, the things we've said, the things we've tried to say that we couldn't say.
I think that starting the business, obviously you have these big dreams, it's the American dream, but you have no idea what you're getting into. Mm-hmm. You have no idea how you're going to change as a person, how you're going to change as a friend in people's eyes, how you're going to change as just a business owner in general. It's just,
I feel like we should take a moment. No.
Of silence.
A moment of silence.
For all the employees that have left.
Man, it is just, it's something. It's a whole, I thought I knew who I was, until I got here.
I think you try so hard to be this perfect image of what people assume you should be that you lose yourself. And it's like, I think that the first couple of years, it was really hard for us. We had this image we thought we were supposed to be. Yeah. And we realized who we actually were and that it works for us. And, one of these to whoever it doesn't satisfy, as long as our patients are happy, we do what's right. They're our main priority and, we treat each other well. Everything else falls into place.
Regardless, I feel like it makes people feel a little more human and a little more.
Oh yeah. Okay. I've heard it a million times, people saying they come in, they feel intimidated, at first, and then they feel so comfortable when they meet us because we just treat them like family. We just act like ourselves. Our advice to future business owners, entrepreneurs, people getting into aesthetics, the more realistic you are, the more, of yourself that you can be. Authentic self. I hate that.
I hate that too, but it is
true. The more you can be your authentic self, the better, because people appreciate that, and you find some of your best friends in this industry. I love my regular clients are like my family.
Absolutely.
And then the people in this building I love with my whole heart too.
So let's talk about some funny things that have happened, if we can think.
Okay. What's the funniest thing or most embarrassing thing as a business owner that has happened to you?
Ooh, I've got a lot. Embarrassing
what
things.
You would the first thing that comes to mind.
Oh God, do you remember the time I was standing up front and we were talking about how we were going to have an amazing party and we had all these clients up there and we were talking to them about it and we were like, oh, it might be a little white trashy, just playing around. And then I had black trash bags. And I was like, we're going to make this a black trash bag party. And it made absolutely no sense. And everyone just looked at me like, what are you talking about? Just kept digging out. And then I just kept going and just kept going. Or it could be the time that we went to a training looking like we were the Kardashians.
This is true.
Because we were so nervous.
Well, we were told that it was something different. And everybody was wearing scrubs and we were dressed to the nines because we thought we were at
we were told it was a formal training,
yes, and that it was a networking. Yeah. So we're okay, so we need to show up and present the way business owners would
Right.
present, and women that got it together to just roll out of bed got it, no, everybody else there rolled out of bed. We were like with our Dior purse. Yeah. They're like, why are y'all so dressed up? I'm like, well, we did have a meeting, by the way, with a
We
lawyer. That was
did.
very important.
We did.
So
We blamed it on that.
yeah.
We had a meeting with a couple lawyers.
My most embarrassing would be when a new business come into Jackson and they were making their rounds, introducing themselves. She brought this cute little like welcome package to us. And I just walked in the door. My brain does not work. I mean, I just like got my kid ready, got her to school, go home, get ready real quick. And I come in and like she's standing up front. And so I'm just overstimulated already, have a million things, done talked to probably 15 patients and reps and all the things. So my brain is just fried already. First thing in the morning is not for me. I walk in and she's like talking about some of the things they do. It's a workout place, and I'm like, yeah, so we do joint injections, stem cells, and we're talking, and I'm like degenerative. This is what I meant to say, degenerative disc disease and stuff like that. Well, I'm just going on, and I go degenerative dick disease, and everybody stops and looks at me up front, and I try to like make it better. But
I mean, that is a thing. It's just not exactly what you were talking about at that point in time.
Not a good first impression. So, yep, that's what I did. I've done worse. I just can't think.
What about patient stories? Do you have any patient stories of someone maybe cursing, hitting you, anything, something crazy? Just
Jesus. Yes.
Okay.
Well, a funny one, this may be TMI for some people, but like I had this patient who had just got filler done the day before, maybe 2 days before, and she calls and she's like, my face is so swollen, my eyes are nearly swollen shut. So she got under eye filler. I'm like, okay, maybe we got a hypersensitivity reaction going on.
Going through all the things.
Who knows?
Yeah.
So I'm like, just come in, let's take a look. So she comes in and she's a little swollen at this point, and I'm like, it's not too bad. And I asked her, how she slept in bed, if she favors one side, if she went home and did any like vigorous activities that involved her like leaning forward. And she was silent for a minute. And I said, okay,
yeah,
anything? And she was like, well, I gave my husband a little gift. So now somehow I got to incorporate that into my aftercare instructions. Don't keep your head down in situations.
At least for
it was the first time I've heard that and seen it.
Periods of time, at least.
I mean, good for them, but
yeah, that's a new one.
So that was a new one.
That's a new one.
I have been slapped across the face.
Okay.
And those my haters, you're welcome. Yeah, someone slapped me across the face
during a procedure.
Yeah. So threads. I was doing threads. Obviously, it is one of the most painful procedures. And I was putting a lifting thread, a barbed thread in, and I broke through that tissue. And right when I did it, I like feel this warm sensation across my face. Happened so fast. And she said, "You hurt me, so I hit you." So I set all my things down because I'm seeing red at this point. And I'm like, you can't hit your patients back.
Yeah.
So I just walked out and went and got you. And I made Becca stay in the room. So I'm like, if this woman hits me again, I don't know if I can hold back, because it wasn't just a little slap in the face. I mean, she knocked me
like a knee-jerk reaction. Yeah. I'm hurt. I'm going to hurt you type.
Yes.
I remember seeing your face. I think that's the most that I've ever seen you have to compose. I mean, you get hit in the face. You're going to get mad, I
haven't been slapped in the face in a long time. I have 6 siblings and a bunch of sisters. Like, I've been hit in the face plenty of times.
Yes.
And that was about like a sister would slap you.
I mean, it doesn't matter who hits you in the face. If your daughter hits you in the face, anybody, it immediately pisses you off. You can't help it. So
yeah, so that was terrible. So tell me one of your funny ones about a client.
Well, for me, I don't know. Nothing really here. I've got some past jobs that I can experiences that I can tell you about. One specifically that sticks in my head is there's not a lot of males in this field, and when a male comes in, you've seen it. We're all like, "Ooh!" What we immediately go to the schedule. What are they getting? What are they? What are they going to do? Because we're excited that a man's here. So at a prior job that I had, this big burly man came in. I think he was ex-military or something. So of course we're all like, what is this guy getting? And we have to know. So we go and look, and it says a facial in room 2. We're like, oh, okay. So we get him into the picture room. We put a headband on him. We take photos like we do everybody for a facial. We take him back to the room. We get him in there, and it's all like, the environment's set and everything's ready, and like the lights are dim. We walk back in, and he's got the little robe on and everything like we've instructed him to do. Like I said, it's a lot harder to explain because this guy's like 6'2". He's 6'2", tattoos.
And these robes are meant for like,
the robes are like for 5 foot tall women,
Yeah, I could imagine.
It's not covering anything. Bless his heart, he was as compliant as he could be. I mean, he did everything we asked. Well, little did we know it was a scheduling issue. He was supposed to be there for tattoo removal, which is so completely opposite of this. You just walk in, lay on a bed, and it hurts like Hades,
Yeah.
Versus the headband and the whole
shebang.
Yeah, so that was pretty. He took it like a champ, though.
Sounds like it.
He was good.
So the moral of that story is,
right client, right service, right time, right everything.
Yeah, that's right. And typically that's what we do. We get them in the chair. We just make sure this is what we're doing before we move forward.
If not, that's a reason why you should.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah.
Good times.
Trying to think, was there anything else? I also have had and I'm not making fun or anything like this. I do this kind of stuff. But, like, for example, I went to the OBGYN and put that gown on wrong, Nobody knows. So I had a client.
It's one of my biggest fears, actually. I hate not knowing what to expect. I hate it so much. So I try to make everything so dummy proof for my clients because I hate like any little questionable thing to make you feel silly.
Well, being prepared, and knowing what to expect.
So I overboard people with like what to do.
I guarantee you,
and it's because of what we've gone through.
They appreciate that. Yeah. So I had a new client. I mean, she was brand new, just getting a facial, nothing crazy. We told her, we walked in, and I explained everything. Put your shoes over here. Your purse goes here. If you don't mind just gowning down, and you can put your clothes over here in the corner when you're finished, whatever. We come back in, and I think I was training someone on, like, spa etiquette at that time, ironically. And we had both walked in, and I told her, walk in, and we see this lady sitting on the bed, and she is naked from the neck down, and she has this. I know, and I'm not making fun.
I know,
I'm not.
But this is
But this is spa life. Okay, so she's naked from the neck down, and she has this gown on as a cape. It is velcroed right here, and she's like, "Is this right?" And there's nothing.
Her
nips are covered. That's it. And I'm like, you know what? Yes, it is. It is right. We didn't make her feel bad. We ended up just pulling the covers back and letting her be just naked underneath there. But I can't get the spa superhero out of my head from that point on.
New name for that one.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, and then like the end of the day, I feel like I start to have expressive aphasia so bad because I'm so running a business and seeing clients back to back every day is a lot, and then throw mom brain on that.
I was one time say.
I had a male client, of course, and we want to impress our male clients. We want them back. Like, we're so excited to have you.
If anything's going to happen, it's going to happen to them.
Oh, God, yes. So I'm just trying to make small talk. And I'm like, so where are you from? He's like, Jackson, but well, he actually wasn't from Jackson. He was here for a job, and he travels and he comes back every so often.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And then I was like, okay, so where are you from? Again. How rude. I didn't mean that. I meant to say, I don't even know what I was going to say, but my brain was I was taking it in.
Yep.
I'm one that can remember any story anybody tells me. And if I see him again, I'll remember everything he's told me. But
you're thinking of 42 things at one time. That's the problem. And
Where you from? Like 51st States.
So how did he handle that?
He laughed.
Did he? Oh, yep. Good. He understood.
Yeah.
At least he didn't hone in on, that. So good.
Like this girl. Put some Botox in my face. She didn't remember what we talked about 3 seconds ago. That's why it's $9 a unit. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any other ones. Oh, I did.
It's a shit show in a nutshell. We're just surviving.
It is literally survival.
And this weekend is funny because we were at a Christmas party and somebody had asked both of us similar questions about the business separately, and we said the exact, and he thought it was hilarious, and I'm like, it's just survival mode. Like, we go straight into this like robot talking about it.
We do. We both said the exact same thing. Like,
and we both mentioned feet finders. So, feet finders coming soon. Link will be attached.
We've been pushed
Ricky
to the
Bobby,
point
or whatever the name was of this guy who was telling us about that, like, sells feet for $500.
I forgot.
I'm like, are you, serious note, are y'all interested in some feet pics? Side biz.
Evidently, this
boost
guy
and balance toes
sends pictures of his feet and makes 15 times what we do a year. So,
and his name is something, and it's literally like a handlebar mustache, dude. Mm-hmm. Like, he showed me, and I'm like, how do these people do it? I will create masterpieces for y'all. Like, I will have this 6-month process and totally transform somebody, erase 20 years off their life, and I'll get like 500 views.
Yep.
I trip over air or choke on air, my own saliva, and it's like 20,000 people watch it. So, but I get that in the sense that, like, we're tired, we're overwhelmed, and it's funny just to watch people do dumb shit.
Well, it takes no effort.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It takes no mental effort, no physical effort to watch other people just.
And another thing about business you don't think about is nowadays this social media it's a full-time job. It's another job in itself.
It really is. It really is.
And that's a lesson we've learned too. Like, we have learned about some advertising and marketing and companies and how the algorithms work and how Google works and all of this stuff that's behind the scenes that we were just oblivious
and
about.
We haven't even scratched the surface. We've learned
we've attempted to take classes.
Yeah, attempted to.
I learned nothing. She learns. I'm like, I can't do this. This isn't for me.
But you're the one that does. I was literally going to commend you because I actively manage in the business so much that you handle almost all the social media stuff. Like, if it was up to me, oh Lord, thank God. You're better at it than I am, thank goodness.
Call it better. Trying.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Trying to put myself in the shoes. So I think as an injector, I think as a business owner now. So I have to try to remember, like, some of the stuff that I like to see posted isn't what you like to see. So I have an educator brain too. I love to teach. That's what I've been doing for a long time. So when I go and make videos, I do it in an educator's view versus a client view. And I'm trying to be better about that because clients don't want to see the needles going. And a lot of people who are not on that side of things, like if you're not medical, you don't want to see it. And a lot of people who are medical too, even nurses, like, don't want to see the thread procedures done. So
we're in the background like, ooh, I want to see, you know.
So that's like the hard part of finding like the happy medium.
Knowing when to,
like, what to expect in the sense of not scaring people away too.
Yes. So, when do I draw that line? What is enough for them to see, but this is too much, you know?
Yeah.
I completely agree with that.
So even though I'm drooling over these videos where I've just transformed a face with all these needles and threads, and it's just people on the other side won't watch it.
Like, I'll never forget, we made a video, I guess it was almost 2 years ago. We made a video of us doing a booty boost.
Yeah.
Excuse me. We were doing one of those, and you and I were like, oh my gosh, look at that. Like, we're, all the technique, and I had 2 or 3 people be like, oh, it hurts me to watch. Oh my gosh. Oh, I can't watch it. And they're like, getting off the screen.
Yeah.
Like, and I remember being like, oh my God, that's awesome.
I know.
But it's almost like you put so much work into trying to get someone in here, and then all you do is make them get off their phone as quick as they possibly can.
Yeah. So I really haven't focused so much time now on the video process of it versus like showing you the results or educating you on, the procedure itself. So, and then once the client's in here, in that chair is a totally different experience.
Yes, yeah.
Like, watching threads is tough. And I tell my clients too that are coming in for threads, do not watch it before yet. Then I post the damn video of it happening. So I'm learning, but I do feel like there is that's what's hard too, is I am an educator. So I do have individuals but we will have a place for you soon, very soon. So yeah, we're getting better about that. We're learning a lot about that. And it's hard when you only know one side. And it's the same as any other field of medicine. or job, like if you understand one side and you don't understand the other, it's really hard to relate. So I'm trying
Absolutely.
to
Yeah.
be on the client side. And I do look up other procedures, but I'm the weirdo that wants to know exactly how it's done and the results.
Well, me too. I have to see from beginning to end, but there's some people that are like, you know what?
Mhm.
I
just
don't
want to see
need
what
to
it looks like.
know how I got these. I just want these.
Mhm.
We've seen people keep their eyes closed in here. Don't show me till the very end or whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
And thank God for Pronox, because that has
Mhm.
made things so much
So
easier.
much easier.
But I mean, it's hard to find that happy medium of bringing people in and not just scaring them completely to death, but also educating them on not to be afraid of these procedures as well. Like that is so hard to do
Yeah.
altogether.
In my mind, I'm like, I'm going to show you how comfortable my patient is getting these things done.
Mm-hmm.
But all they see is, oh my God, she just literally shoved that thing through her entire face and moved it up. So
Yeah.
if you're wondering why I haven't posted so many videos, is just because of the comments that I've had from reaching out to resources and seeing like what we're getting out of it. So there's going to be a place for that for people who are interested, but we're going to keep it more patient friendly online, I feel like.
Yeah, client friendly, not so I guess people would call it gory technically, but it's not really gory to us or any other injectors or people that want to be educated on it. But I agree, there's a line
we'll keep tripping on air for you because apparently that's what you love.
Hey, that's my time to shine.
We're not serious individuals. I mean, we can be in an environment, but life is too serious already. I feel like we own it. This is who we are.
Our coping mechanisms are humor. That's the problem. It's not really a problem to me. I think that's a nurse
better than
in general.
crying.
Yes, I remember like there would be a code and like during and it sounds so terrible, but you find ways, you and your coworkers, to like push through. How do we mentally get through this? Because it's kind of, it can get really bad at points in times, even though we're in aesthetics and it's not necessarily someone coding or whatever it may be.
And it has happened.
But, there's always something, and you find your ways to get through it. I think we just find humor. Thank God. At least we don't like to go punch people,
Yeah, well.
Sometimes we want to do that too, yeah. But I think that's really what it is.
We're human. Yeah. We're getting through it. So moral of the story is we're still learning. Business is not all it's cracked up to be. It is a very, very hard thing you have to commit your life to. It's a 24/7, 7 days a week job. We do not get to just go home and do whatever we want. Like we're constantly working on something, doing something because we believe in this business. We believe in what we do. We love our clients. We love our staff. So it's, I think that when people think they're opening a business like we did, it was going to be completely different. But we have signed our souls over to this place.
You literally have to love, not just love.
Sacrifice,
love, be obsessed with what you do.
Yep. So surviving, trying to thrive, almost thriving. 2025 is our year. Can't wait. 2024 has been our toughest year.
Oh, toughest.
Biggest
for sure.
change.
Mental for me personally. It's
physically,
been a
emotionally, mentally, but literally.
I feel stronger than I ever have.
Everything that we went through has brought us to a better place.
And I'll be honest,
in the craziest way.
I would have went through it again if we ended up here where we are.
Instead of sticking where we were.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
This time last year, nope. Chaos.
It was chaos.
We found ourselves this year. So.
We did. And not just us, the business, the flow of the clinic.
So what's the point of your podcast? Like, are you trying to be famous?
You trying to be
famous? We got 32 people watching this. I'm trying to be famous. I'm trying to teach the people that want to know about certain procedures, that want to know about business, that want to know the reality of this. And plus, this is for a future purpose too. We are building trust. We are building rapport. We are building educational foundations for a future plan for this business. So this isn't just something we're doing for fun. It's something that we're doing to benefit the future of this business and the respect behind it. So we appreciate every single person that chimes in and listens to this. And, the people that give us positive feedback, it means the world. It really means the world.
Thanks for the no judgment, just us on here talking to one another about the struggles we've been through. And a lot of people we understand don't care, but I've gotten many people that do care and they
Yeah.
want to hear
And
it.
it's
And
usually people that are like either in a certain place in their life. Like eventually you will run through some trials and tribulations. And if you don't, then good for you, man. But teach me your ways. Actually, send me some information because
please.
it's nearly impossible, especially as a business owner.
A good injector is going to be there through the good of
Bad
like,
and
oh
ugly.
my gosh, your lips look amazing. I'm going to post you everywhere. To holy shit, we have an occlusion. I'm going to be right beside you the whole entire time.
Or this just didn't turn out the way we wanted it to.
What can we do
They're
to
not
fix
happy.
it? What can we do to fix it?
Don't get angry. Fix it.
You can't be a good injector and only be there during the good times. What makes you a good injector is being there through all the times.
Yeah.
All of them. Wanting to help with all of the concerns, not just bouncing at the sign of one small thing, you know. And here's the deal. The longer you're an injector, if you are a good injector, you're going to come across these things.
Oh, yeah.
The more you do something, the more apt it's going to happen to you. You're going to get an occlusion.
Yeah.
You're going to
You haven't done enough if you haven't.
Exactly. You're going to drop a brow. You're going to do whatever. It's going to happen. So you have to be there through the entirety of it. And if you have an injector that does check on you, not just the day after, the weekend, whatever, any concern you have, doesn't just shove you to the side.
Your concern to the side.
Exactly.
And we do get silly concerns, like things that are normal that are happening through the process, but we are not the client. They are not the injector, and we have to remember that. Like this is especially for new clients. Like they don't know what to expect, even though you've told them that. When they physically see these things changing at home, it's just like your hairdressers. Like they tone your hair a little too dark, and they're like, "Trust me, when you wash it a few times, it'll be better." And we freak out every single time. So it's the same thing. It's just it's not what you do as a specialty, and you have to remember that. Like that client is concerned for their well-being or their looks. I mean, they were already insecure. That's why they came in here. So you just have to put yourself in their shoes and make sure that you respond correctly. And we can go on and on and on and on and on. Yeah. The moral of the story is 2 entrepreneurs walked into a med spa and we've learned a lot. And we're still learning a lot.
Yeah. And I think one of the hardest things for me was like finding my spot in the clinic, because I'm a little bit of everything. You know, I try to help in all aspects. So that was hard. The imposter syndrome, it is real. Mm-hmm. It is a real thing. You will question whether you're even supposed to be a business owner. You will question whether you are even supposed to be in the position you're in. Should I be advising anyone on anything? You question everything.
I've learned to remember who I am. I have 10 years of experience. I know what I'm doing. I'm the educator, and I'm not going to let somebody take that away from me or push it to the side and make it not as important as it is. So that has been a key thing, is like I am going to stick my ground and respect myself as to who I am. And same thing, I respect my mentor even to this day. When she walks in this building, like I'll bow down to that woman, and that's how it should be. So I've learned that, like, you know, I've worked very hard to get here. I know what I do, and I just stay true to that. Yeah. So and don't let anybody tell you different.
Easier said than done.
Because years of experience, that's not TikTok learned, is different. Yeah. Hands-on experience.
Yeah, this is a very self-taught field, but that does not mean go to TikTok or YouTube.
Yeah, learn on your clients. You know, there's educational processes, but unfortunately nowadays people literally do that, and that's crazy.
It's scary.
So crazy. But anyways, so if you want to hear any more funny things, let us know. And if you have any funny stories, please let us know. Give us a good laugh.
Oh, we have a lot more funny ones. We just can't think because we have business ship owner brains.
That's okay. There's more to come. All right. Well, we'll see you next week.
See you later.